All right, everybody, it's Ed Diaz, your mortgage ninja back. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this information. Today, we have a really awesome guest. Guess what? We're going from macro to micro this time. We are going to discuss the Marin County, California region, which is just north of San Francisco. It has a very particular, very interesting dynamic that's different. So I thought that we would cover this with no one better than Jennifer Bowman of Bowman Real Estate Group. She is, by all means, really royalty, real estate royalty in Marin County. So I thought of nobody better than to be able to ask Jennifer some really poignant questions and get her take too. What's going to happen in her mind and in her opinion, what's going to happen in the future, particularly in Marin County. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for having this chat. I know you're a super busy lady, so let's get right into it. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in Marin County.
Well, gosh, Marin County, you've got all the national news saying, oh my God, there's a bubble and everything's going to fall apart and interest rates are up and things are crazy. I think we're seeing a little shift in the dynamic of who the buyers are. A lot of buyers had been priced out of the market with cash buyers. And now with the market being down a little bit, people are less enticed to pull their money out of the market. So now we're seeing offers with loans getting accepted. So I think for you and I, that's both really good news. We've got some buyers who now have a shot at properties they might not have earlier. And yes, interest rates are going up, but as you know, who's going to stay in their house longer than 5, 7, 10 years? So an ARM, you can still be really low. And if you look at clients who are wondering, is the bottom going to fall out? When's the bottom? Well, there's sort of an equalizing point there. As the interest rates start to climb, it might come down a little bit and the tax basis might come down a little bit, but it's still going to continue to balance each other out as the interest rate rises, even if it does fall a little bit lower. Looking at our family history of more than 30 years of Marin County real estate, there's always little bumps and changes along the way, but we don't tend to see, with the small inventory that we have available, we just don't see these huge highs and lows that you see in other parts of the country. There's a lifestyle that's involved in the Bay Area. There's jobs that are involved in the Bay Area. And then you look at Marin having very limited inventory. You can't go out and build 100 homes. You can't build 50. Quite frankly, you can build one house if you buy one and tear one down.
That's true.
So that's really how it works here. So we're very fortunate to have a pretty stable investment platform in Marin County.
So on that note, then, what kind of metrics are you seeing as far as how many days are these houses sitting on the market, and what kind of traffic as far as offers are we seeing, and is it dramatically different than it was prior to this whole pandemic and the whole rise in interest rates?
We're seeing a little bit more inventory, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we have this week a whopping 291 listings available in Marin County, which is still not a lot. There's still 4 buyers for every house, at least. I'm sure you can attest to how many approved buyers you have sitting on your desk compared with how many listings are out there and available. Last week, 44 properties went into contract, 42 closed escrow. So escrows are staying in, they're staying strong. Days on market was about 18, ranging from 0 to 69. We've been hovering in that 10 to 20 days for the last several years. It's not a huge difference. I think what we are seeing is houses that are not prepared properly, that maybe aren't in the best location, are taking a little bit longer. Every house has an owner. You just have to find them. But the houses that either are in amazing locations are still going quickly with multiple offers, or houses that were prepared extremely well. It's worth the investment for sellers to put a coat of paint on everything, bring the staging in, because this is where the buyers are shopping right now. If you think about how our lives have gotten, we don't go to the office. People go in the office a couple of days a week, but to go out and see a home and make it to an open house or make it to a private showing involves, first of all, liking all the photos online, then packing up the kids and mom and dad and the dog and finding the car keys and getting across a bridge and paying a toll. And by then, you've really got to love it on that little screen, or it's just not going to motivate them to make that physical move to come see the house.
No, that's a good point. I didn't think about. Now, is the demographic changing at all of the buyers?
We're still seeing the similar buyer profile. We are seeing fewer cash offers, and we're seeing more offers with financing, which I think is a good thing. The market, as it's come down a little bit, people are less likely to want to pull all their money out of the market. They'd rather
Right.
leverage their equity somewhere
OPM or other
else.
people's money.
Yes. So
Yes,
they're
makes
working on
sense.
using other people's money to get into these homes. And now buyers who didn't have the cash actually have the opportunity to win in these
Right.
multiple offers, right? Where it used to be, oh, if it's not cash, don't even bother.
That's true.
Now you really have a strong chance if you have a really well underwritten, approved loan, and you're not doing silly things with your finances, and you've got a reasonable percentage down,
Yeah, that makes
meaning
total
more than 10.
right. Exactly. 20 and above, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 and above is the best.
Yeah. 100%. Now, are you seeing more movement in certain price points? What are like the really hot price properties? What kind of price range?
Interestingly, as we're going into the summer, we're seeing more of a traditional flow to the property sales, which we hadn't seen in a long time. For the last couple of years, it's just not slowed down, it's not stopped. But also a lot of people weren't traveling. And this year, now all of a sudden, they're taking that European vacation, especially as the dollar is a little bit lower. We're a little stronger against the euro. It's like, oh, well, it would cost the same to travel domestically as it would to take that dream trip to Europe right now. So a lot of people are disappearing for July and August, which used to be a very, very normal thing in the higher price points. I think anything under $1.2 million, those people are here actively looking and buying right now. I think we're seeing a slight slowdown above $1.5 million, just because the people are traveling.
Okay, so above a
So, oh
million
gosh,
five.
and huge slowdowns, from 3 days
Interesting.
to 7 days, you know.
Right. Right. Huge. So for those of
Uh,
you who believe in that we're going into a bubble, pay attention to what she's saying here. She's giving you a lot of clues. Yeah, as a matter of fact, my aunt is stuck in Italy. Well, if you can even use that term, by the way, for a whole extra month because I guess they had some things going on with the airlines and everybody's traveling. To your point, it's
mhm,
an interesting time. So more people getting financing.
mhm.
Still crazy market when it comes to below a million five and above. It seems like everybody's going to on the traditional vacations as you will. But I also see
And I
this
think
and
we're going
correct.
to see it pick right back up in the
Yeah,
fall.
I think it's going to slingshot you. I think you're right. Correct me if I'm wrong though. When times like this happen, and you and I have been through a few cycles. Typically, the more serious, get it done kind of person comes out, don't they? So those offers
Absolutely.
are solid. They're not like, well, let me see, let me put an offer and see what happens. It's
They're
not
not
that.
impulse buys. These are
Right.
people who are ready to buy. They've been watching the market. They've been timing it, which I
Right.
don't really think you can
Right.
do.
No, don't
But
tell them that
as
though.
we talked about, we've got this, price versus interest rate scenario going on. So when the
That's
interest
true.
rates were here, the prices were here, we're doing this, but really what's it cost you to own a home when you add your tax basis and your interest rate together? It's still about the same.
Yeah, no, you're
And a
right.
5-year, 7-year, 10-year arm, you can do really well. Um, so
Agreed.
I don't think it's changing a lot. I think that the serious buyers are here. I think we don't have as many fluky, spastic buyers, shall we say, or these emotional purchases. These are people who are writing really good, strong offers on good homes.
Excellent.
So homes that are well prepared and in good locations will always sell. Or I had a coach once said, pretty houses on pretty streets. Those are the listings you want.
That's true. And they always have been, by the way. So what's your prediction in the next 12 months? What do you think?
We're going to see things slow down to a more reasonable pace. I mean, I think there is nothing wrong with a 30-day escrow. I mean, when I grew up, my mom was one of the top realtors here. 45 was a normal escrow. I think that
Uh,
we've gotten into this ridiculously fast pace. Oh my God, it's been on for 3.5 days and it's not in contract. What's wrong with it? Well,
Right.
people were on vacation this week. That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah,
There's nothing
right.
wrong with the house. And I think we also have that sort of Me Too attitude that goes on is, oh, well, if there's not 9 offers, what's wrong with it? Why doesn't somebody
Mm,
else want it? It's like, well, no, you happen to be right place, right time. You're going to get an amazing value on a home, and you're going to get a really good home. And I think that's a nice thing about the market slowing down. You can have an inspection. You can stop and think about it for a minute. You could sleep on it, maybe even for a day or two. And I think that that's going to produce stronger transactions that are really not going to fall out of escrow. They're
yeah,
not going to get
agreed.
wiggly. You're not going to have buyers asking for credits at the last minute
Right.
because they have an emotional trauma that, oh my God, I jumped into this not really realizing what I was doing. So I
Mm,
think pumping the brakes just a little bit, I am much more comfortable seeing this 18 to 20 days on the market. I think it's really a good indicator. We're still at 107% of list price last week. We were, 30% over, 11% under. Neither one is a huge swing. If we look at
right.
what we were looking at earlier this year, where you saw
Oh,
56%
it's
over
insanity.
and the lowest under was 2%. So I think we're hovering right around the correct pricing. I think it's the time to be realistic about what are you willing to accept for your home as you're selling it, and be a little closer. I think we're going to see that over under tighten up a little bit.
Mm,
And you're going to go back to seeing houses listed at the price that the seller would like, and buyers buying at a fair price.
yeah. Are you seeing any,
It's
are
it's
the
not the
sellers more
eBay
willing?
auction.
Well, no, that's true. It's definitely not the eBay auction. Are you seeing sellers being a little bit more flexible when it comes to price and or maybe even giving credits, or is that still not the case?
With our clients, we're having really honest conversations
Okay.
about, why are we selling? Do we need to sell now?
Okay.
Would you rather be here or would you rather be there? And what's it going to take to get there?
Got it.
And if you have, there's the old adage, if you can have it fast, you can have it cheap, you can have it good, but you can't have all three at once. So if you want
Okay.
it to sell really, really fast, you're going to have to price it a little bit lower to make it happen.
Yeah.
If you price it correctly, you can wait for the right buyer and you have that luxury. That's beautiful. And
Okay.
it really comes down to hiring a professional who knows how to negotiate and market
Bingo.
your property. And it's not just have a monkey stick a sign in front of the door. I think never before has the power of negotiation. And actually, it's pretty easy to get an offer and get a property into contract. The real trick, as you know, is keeping them in contract all the
Yes,
way through underwriting,
that's right.
all the way to the end. The hardest part is getting through all of the loan paperwork and having the patience to get there. And I
Yeah.
think that that's really the skill that agents need to have, is the ability to guide their client into getting them into the best
Excellent.
home possible with the best results for them in the long term. That we saw this crazy thing happen for a few years there, where it was like, oh, and in 30 days, I increased my equity by 25% and I sold the house. That's just not going to happen. Like it
Right.
was not healthy. It wasn't sustainable. It wasn't going to go on.
Agreed.
Real estate is intended to be a long-term hold. And I think that in the Bay Area, especially Marin, with the small inventory that it has and the lifestyle that it provides, if you're looking at that 5, 7, 10-year hold, you're going to be just fine. If you're looking at
Yeah.
a 15 to 20-year hold, you're going to be even better.
Yeah. Excellent, excellent insight and excellent advice. So just be prepared, folks. Have all your ducks in order. Be serious about it. And now's a great time. I mean, I think it's one of the greatest times, to your point, Jennifer. I mean, look, now we have some honest pricing and we have really what markets really do look like. Believe it or not, if you go back and you look at the cycles and you look back at history, this is it. This is it. And we're in this. So speaking of picking the right person, look, if you're looking to buy in Marin County, honestly, there's no better person that you can hire than Jennifer and her whole group and her team. They are top, they're best of breed, bottom line. How do they get a hold of you, Jennifer?
Well, you can give us a call. My personal cell, which I don't usually give out, but for you guys who are Ed's listeners, 415-717-8950. Or you can grab us on our website at bowmanrealestategroup.com. And Jennifer at bowmanrealestategroup.com will get you directly to me via
Excellent.
email.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Give her a call today. If you're looking to buy Marin, or you're one of those folks living out here where I'm at in San Francisco, and you're ready to have a backyard and have the kids roaming, give her a call today, because she really
And
is
great public schools.
awesome, and great schools. Exactly. Especially if you have kids, boy, Marin is really offers you that kind of lifestyle. And Jennifer will make sure that she's going to get you in and get you a really great deal. So thank you so much again, Jennifer, for your time and your
Thanks
insight.
so much.
Always spot on. Have a great day.
Great to see you. Bye-bye.
Take care.